Ron Harper. Lenny Wilkens, year 2. Remember, he won a championship out in Seattle. He's a quality coach. Now for the Bulls, the men who surround Jordan. Benson, Corzine, Sellers, and Oakley. And Doug Collins, who has come here, given up his CBS microphone, and in 2 years done a splendid job. The referees, the boss man, Darryl Garrettson on the left, along with Paul Mahalik, and Terry Durham is the alternate. Had an opportunity to talk to some of the Cavaliers and the Bulls and ask them, how do you stop Air Jordan? Special secret that Benson was talking about was when they were coming out of high school at a McDonald's All-Star game, Tommy limited him to 10 points.
Yeah, well, I'll bet you didn't limit him to 10 points in practice yesterday.
All right, the Bulls in a home white, Cavaliers in the road blue now with orange. This is their point man, Price. And he has done a spectacular job with their point guard. Tommy will try to fill the folks in on some of the Cavaliers. They haven't had an opportunity to watch him. Harper from Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, bangs the drum here with his first field goal. He could be on fire early. Michael Jordan said that Elo's a tougher defensive player. Harper draws Jordan. He goes to him right now. And there from the outside would miss is Sellers for the Bulls. He was booed upon his introduction here in the stadium. So he is the least popular of their 5 starters.
And he's got a great deal of potential, however, to help the Bull Ball Club with that size and speed.
Sanders, who came with Nance from Phoenix, hits from the perimeter.
Those 2 ball players lend experience to this very young Cavalier team. They've given the push-pull effect. They're the pull. The rookies are giving them, or the younger players, the push effect.
Sellers comes back, and he's 0 for 2. Great seal up by Nance. Muscling Oakley down out of the way, not letting him get at that offensive glass.
Both clubs are going to try and capitalize on their speed. But lots
missed by the Cavaliers.
With lots of fast breaks. But invariably, it ends up as a half-court game if there is no fast break, with Jordan having possession of the ball.
Well, that time he found Price on him. Price was looking for Harper and the switch, and Jordan took him right to the inside and drew the foul.
Dougie Collins has been trying to use his Michael Jordan's ability more as a decoy the last 2 seasons than any of the prior coaches, and it's starting to really take effect for the Bulls.
I want to keep an eye on this matchup. Nance here, see if he can keep Oakley off the glass. A lot of big fellas in the NBA try, and they come up a little short. Oakley moves his game to the outside. That's not where Doug Collins wants him.
Well, he allows him to shoot out there.
Harper rolls it out. Wound up in Sellers' possession. Benson looking for the break. He was lethal early on the other night. Beautiful pass to Oakley.
And Sam Vincent will reward any of the big people that run up the court. And that's what has Charles Oakley really jetting out this season.
Doherty, and they move it around. Doherty's still looking for his first shot. They want to get him into the flow of things, put it down, and bring Harper to the line.
One of the things that coaches like to do against great offensive ball players is make them play some defense. And it looks to me right now that Harper is going to try and make Jordan get down and bend those knees on defense.
Harper bothered by an injured ankle. He missed some games early on this season, but that was the right ankle. Now it has been the left that has come up a little bit tender, and so he was forced to sit out the first game. Very creative player offensively. Has worked hard on defense. Vincent bringing Price around with him. And Michael Jordan.
Great leaping ability. If you're not within 2 feet of him coming off a pick, he'll shoot that jumper over anybody.
Now to clear out, Nance picks it up over Oakley.
I think Cleveland has a world of good matchup advantages against the big people of Chicago, and they're trying to capitalize on that, particularly early with Nance.
Benson. And Oakley gets it back into the hands of you-know-who. And Nance with the missed shot by Jordan.
Everybody wants Michael Jordan.
Great drive by Price, Tommy. What speed he's got off that dribble.
Surprising speed. But Jordan, up the other end, everybody backs off now and dares him to shoot from the outside.
20-second timeout.
We've got a 20-second timeout here by Doug Collins. He has seen how Lenny Wilkens has adjusted, and he wants to come back with some changes of his own defensively against Coach Wilkens.
Well, The inside game, they've diversified their offense. They've scored some points off the fast break. They've scored some points on the inside, Cleveland. And they're shooting very well. So I'm sure right now, Doug Collins is saying, look, we've got to get back quickly against their break. Don't let Price get up the court and into the paint. And let's really bump those big people that Cleveland has out of the paint, off the box.
Tommy, how tough was it for Cleveland to sit here for 2 days instead of one in play?
I watched the first ball game, and it seemed to me that they lost their game 2 days before they ever played it. I think they used all their adrenaline 2 days in practice before the game. They are easier coming into this game than they were in the first one.
Corzine had Doherty screened off, and on the defensive switch as Harper comes over, he commits the personal foul.
His first team, second.
Here's a guy, Harper, who really had to blend his talents in. Really a great one-on-one player, but now is being called to do a lot more things for the Cavs.
Jordan off a screen.
Easy hoop for Michael that time. No pressure, just danced right behind that pick.
Here's Doherty. He's a fine passing center. Picked up that down in the days of North Carolina off a pick and roll. They don't pick him up on it. Sanders on the miss, and Doherty going up for the rebound was fouled underneath.
What Harper adds to the game that was not evident in the prior game is penetration. Greg Elo started in that ball game, and he is not really a penetrator, but Harper sure is, and he'll be able to dish for easy outside shot.
I mean, the one thing that Doherty's going to have to learn is Price misses with the jump shot, and Nance goes for the offensive rebound. Took it away from Oakley. Nance with just more determination underneath now, and the Cavaliers are playing this one tough from the top.
A very good start by the Cavs. They've been very, very physical here in these early minutes.
Benson looking inside, and they go after the loose ball. Corzine dives for it, and here's Jordan. Tapped up and missed by Sellers. Doherty comes away with the rebound. Price controls the floor into Nance's hands. And he was fouled on the double team over there in the corner. The one point I wanted to ask you about with Doherty, in the playoffs, as you know, because you played and coached, to turn it up a little bit. And my question is, when does a youngster like Doherty learn to be a little bit more physical in the playoffs?
Well, he doesn't want to get in foul trouble, and he's a very intelligent young player. And I think he wanted to feel his way in and see what they were doing instead of really get the emotion into his ball game. But it looks like somebody talked to him about that. He's playing tough.
Well, the coaching pressure, if you will, in the early minutes of this one is on Doug Collins. What has happened now is so important in the stadium. The Cavaliers' early burst is keeping the crowds out of this game. We'll be right back.
As the score, 15-6, and you're going to look at Larry Nance right now, who's going to show you what experience means. As Sellers goes out to help on the defense of the outside shot, you'll see Larry Nance take advantage of that, go immediately to the glass, get himself into good position to use his leaping ability, and come up with a fine offensive rebound. Now, that inside play today was not evident in the game one that they played here at Chicago Stadium on Thursday night.
And what you just saw is the reason why the Cavaliers made that big deal with the Phoenix Suns. They wanted some of that inside muscle. They wanted someone like Nance to be able to help Doherty on the inside. 7:35 now in the opening period from the Chicago Stadium. Cleveland 15, Chicago 6. The Cavaliers easily the more impressive of the two teams here. Air Jordan still not on the floor of things for Doug, and we'll see what happens.
He scored 50 on Thursday night, and he really didn't get it off in the first quarter either in that ball game.
It was like quarters 2 and 4 for him, but he hits from the perimeter again.
But they're keeping him on the outside, and where he's most dangerous, creating things for other people, is with his penetration.
Doherty, he's the only member of the starting five who hasn't scored for Coach Wilkins. On the turnaround, he ends that streak.
He's making the shot, or taking the shot on the catch before any kind of double team can get to him.
Price hounding Benson, who gets away from him. Into Pippen's hands, who became the first substitute. Scottie Pippen, a #1 draft choice, has replaced Brad Sellers, and he gets the deflection and scores. And Seattle with an early burst in Denver. somewhat similar to what Cleveland's done here. Game 2, that loser of the first game usually comes out with more intensity. Certainly the Cavaliers are showing it. Nance with another field goal.
They have 2 matchup advantages that they're pounded to death.